Hello, my friends. My daughter was just asking me a question right as I hit go live on my little go live button. Welcome to Tuesday, where we need a little bit of gloss today. Yes, here we are. Here we have it. So what a day. What a day. What a day. Thank you for your patience with me coming live to you a little later. We're just hacking the laptop stand situation right now with a candle. Thank you, candles. Okay, so good morning, hello, good afternoon if you're in the States or in the UK, good evening, wherever you happen to be listening in from today. Please let me know. You know I love to know where you guys are from so that I know how far my reach is. Check out my t-shirt. I think this is a good t-shirt for today. Be a nice human, and it should have a line underneath that says, and leave some toilet paper for everybody else. Given we've got the toilet paper scandal of 2020, it's completely ridiculous. So welcome to Tuesday. What I wanted to chat with you about today, as well as knowing where you're all coming in from, let me know that you can hear me, please, and thank you, is I wanted to talk with you about brand equity. Now, brand equity is good morning, Geordie. It is something that I was thinking about I think I was thinking about it yesterday. So I tend to do some really deep thinking actually while I'm walking, and I was out for a walk yesterday and I actually had a Voxer from a client of mine, which is an audio messaging service, which is really great. It's like I can leave a voicemail and then she'll leave a voicemail or he'll leave a voicemail and we kind of go back and forth that way, and I really like it. Hey, Joe, good to see you. So the thing that I was thinking about is one of the comments that a client of mine said. She's gone, so I noticed that you have told someone the importance of doing 5 to 10 posts a day, and I got all excited and I did it, and then the next day I really slacked off and I didn't do it, and so on and so forth. Now, this particular lady is someone who, can I hear the dog? Yeah, I thought my dog's rolling around and like snorkeling, like trying to work out what the noise was. It distracted me. Sorry about that. Nicole, morning from SA. Yeah, I'm assuming South Australia and not South Africa. I'm guessing, taking a punt. So I was thinking about this because, you know, I'll often say to you guys that you need to be putting up at least 5 posts a day, value stacking posts. If you haven't heard me talk about value stacking, go and do a search on my page or YouTube, Nicola Morass, value stacking. Been talking about it for years. But one of the things with this is that it builds brand equity. What the fuck is brand equity? So brand equity is something a term that I invented yesterday, like literally yesterday, but it explains the theory that I've been talking about for a really long time. And what it is, it's where you build enough trust in the marketplace and enough visibility and enough notoriety that if something unforeseen or foreseen was to happen, that you have got the ability and almost the flexibility to take a step back or reduce or minimize the things that you're putting out there without you ending up being invisible, right? Without you kind of like going, oh, like crickets going into the land of nowhere where nobody knows who you are. So this thing, if you think about it, so Stephen R. Covey talks about building into the trust account, right? So in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about adding trust, you know, doing things that help build trust. Hey, Angela, hello from Bali. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm not even envious. I'm totally jelly. We'll be there in June. Very excited to get over there. So the thing with this trust building is that it takes consistency, it takes constant adding in, right? We want to keep making these deposits into the trust account. So what that does, like my daughter's sitting over here. Check this out. Look. Oh, look at the cat. Sitting over there. Panda. So Tiana's sitting over here, and one of the things that we know that Tiana and I can do is, like, over the years we've built enough trust. So I might say something out of turn or out of school or whatever, and she could be like, bleh. that there's enough trust in the trust account for her not to completely write me off, right? Or she could do something or say something that just is absolutely devastating, but she won't. And there's enough trust. Will you? No. The answer is no, I won't. There's enough trust in the trust account there for me to kind of go, well, it's a bit like a child throwing a tantrum. It's like, you know that they're not going to do that. They don't necessarily mean it or whatever. It doesn't make it okay and it doesn't excuse it. But there's enough trust there that we've got a bit of a buffer for things going awry. For how you and I work. So I show up every day and I add value. I answer your questions. Geordie's dialing in from Victoria. Yes, Victoria represent. So the thing is like I show up every single day. There are posts going up every day. I'm live on here every day. You guys send me questions. I answer them. I don't hold back. That it might be appropriate for me to say, oh, hey, like here's the answer. But if you want to know more, you can go and, learn more in this program that we've got going on or whatever it happens to be that we're talking about. But if I happen to go on holidays for a week, which is happening in June, I go on holidays for a week. You don't all just completely forget about me because I've built up enough visibility and enough brand equity to buy a little bit of downtime. Right? And this is what building and growing your visibility buys you. It buys you brand equity. It buys you being remembered. It buys you being recognized still, even if there is a time period where you are not present. Now, the unfortunate fact of life, or fortunate fact of life, depending on which way you look at it, is that there are all different reasons why you might need to take a step back. It could be through illness, it could be on a holiday, it could be a family event, it could be that just shit's hit the fan, it could just be that you're freaking tired. It could be that you've been doing so amazingly well that you're just going to go and have a week out where you're celebrating and doing whatever it is that you are doing, yeah? So there is a million reasons why you might decide to take a step back. And in fact, I'd really strongly encourage you to do that on a reasonably regular basis, every 90 days or every 6 months. Schedule in some time where you are refueling and regenerating and you are not physically visible online at that moment in time. Now, what I mean by that is that you're live, right? That you're not sitting there behind your computer being live. You can share previous videos, you can share replays, you can share video blogs, you can recycle and repurpose old content that is still relevant and put that out there. You've got to have some time out, you guys. You have to, right? It's a non-negotiable. A girlfriend of mine does this very, very well. So the very famous Jo Muirhead, who was on here, I'm not sure if she still is, very, very famous Jo Muirhead, one of my absolute best and dearest friends. She is an amazing human who does a reset every 3 months. So what that looks like is they'll take a long weekend. Her and her husband, John Drury, who is also a ridiculously amazing human, they work in sprints, right? So they work for 3 months, 90 days, and then they'll take a long weekend or they'll take a week away, depending on what their schedule allows for and depending on what's going on. So building brand equity buys you the freedom and the flexibility to be able to do that while still knowing that business is going to carry on. If you don't have visibility, if you don't have back momentum, if you don't have that brand equity, if you guys were to take a week out of your business where you're not marketing, where you're not selling, then what happens is in 2 months' time, 2 to 3 months' time, you will feel the financial impact of that. You feel the visibility impact of that. You feel the lead gen impact on that. And it takes you then so much more effort to then try and grow everything back up again. So that's what brand equity is. How do you build it and how do you grow it? Well, the thing that you need to do is you need to be consistent, right? So that's the first thing. You've just got to decide that consistency is king, okay? Consistency is king. The way that you can be consistent, so point number 2 is you've got to be value stacking 5 times per day. Now, I know I've spoken about this reasonably recently, but if you go and do a live stream, that's one value stacking point. If you go and put up a text post, that's another value stacking point. If you put up a lifestyle photo, That's another value stacking point. If you do a written piece, that's another one. If you put a picture quote or a meme up, that's another one. So it builds and grows your visibility, and you've got to do that consistently. Now, if you happen to be in a place where you've got a lot of fans, you've already built some brand equity, and you find that in a period of time, you might only be putting maybe 2 or 3 posts up a day, you might be able to afford to do that for a period. But if you have very little fans, if you've got a really small database, if you've got no visible engagement or no hidden engagement, which we're not even going to have the conversation around that today, then you have to lift. You have to put my posts up. You cannot afford to coast on 1 or 2 posts a day, or worse, 2 or 3 posts a week. It is going to take you freaking years to build brand equity. In fact, I would almost hesitate to say you probably won't build any brand equity at all. No one will know who you are. You will not be visible. You won't generate leads. You've got no one to sell to when it comes time to sell. And it's just like, it just doesn't work, right? So if you're not going to do that, you might as well not even bother. Just don't even play. Go and do in-person networking. Go and do some in-person events. Go and, build up your people by going and doing that kind of stuff, the face-to-face stuff. Because if you really want to make it online, you've got to be focused on building this, and it takes some hard yards at the start. It takes commitment, it takes persistence, particularly when you're not seeing the instant feedback, right? We all love external validation. I promise you, I still freaking love it. I love it when you guys comment. I get a little like, whew, they're playing along. I can see it. Geordie, I'm so glad this is what you needed to hear today. I really enjoy it, but I don't hang my hat on my stuff being relevant and people engaging. I don't measure that on the number of comments and the number of likes and the number of shares and all that. Like, lucky, otherwise I'd be rocking in a corner thinking that nobody freaking likes me or loves me and nobody is listening. But I know that a lot of you sit there in the background and you're like nodding, yeah, Nicola, this is exactly what I needed to hear. But you might not be typing that in a comment, and you might not be clicking the reactions of the love hearts, going up the screen, and the thumbs up going up the screen. But I know you're listening, because you guys will often email me from the privacy of your very own inbox, or you'll message me from the privacy of the messenger within Facebook, where you'll say to me, oh, thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed to hear today. Oh, I loved it when you said this thing, a few weeks ago. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is insane. And I'm like, here I was thinking that no one was paying attention, but I know from having done this for years and years and years that most people just don't comment, and that's absolutely fine. Because I know you're commenting in your head, right? I know you are. Angela, this is why I love you and tune in. Thank you. I really, I love it when you guys play along. I really, really do. But I don't base my own confidence or my own success on that, and I really encourage you not to do that either. So build your brand equity. Build and grow your visibility, because that is the thing that is going to safeguard you no matter what happens, no matter how things pan out, so that when you are hitting that reset button, if you're being like my gorgeous friend Joe and you're hitting that time out, however often you're doing that you've actually got something that you can, it's like a buffer, right? You've got that buffer that you can really rely on to see you through until you come back. So that is our little talk, big talk, long talk, short talk on brand equity and how to make it work for you and how to grow that. Cool. So that is that, my friends. I'm going to come to you again either later on this afternoon or in the morning about Video Rockstar. Oh my God. So something I know that builds, something that builds brand equity fast is video content. And I know a lot of people get really overwhelmed and get really scared, confused with all the tech, with the putting your face out there. It's kind of almost like showing up naked, right? Well, although not that I have done that, but I imagine it feels I know how it felt for me the first time in 2011 when I filmed my very, very first video blog. I was like, oh my God, it's like I've stood on stage naked and everybody is going to be looking at me, listening to me, poking fun at my teeth, the way that I say things. What if they think that I'm not right, you know, am I professional enough? Am I too professional? And so consequently, there's been a lot of things that I've learned over the years, the more I've done it. But I can really relate to that fear that kicked in at first and the worry about how to do it. So Video Rockstar is all about how to get you prepped and ready and then in action to create your own videos so that you can build up this brand equity really fast, sustainably as well though. And we're going to look at how to use video, what mediums, whether you pre-record, how to edit, how to do live streams, how to repurpose them. Everything that relates to video content is going to be in this program, and we're going to run for 4 weeks. And I am so excited because I am going to gift you all with a 2-day event as well in the room. It's going to be amazing. So I can't wait to share that with you. I'm just getting I've written the sales page. I'm just getting the tech all integrated and everything so that you can actually buy it, because at the moment you can't even give me money, even if I wanted you to. So I'm going to go and finish that off this afternoon and have that ready to go. Either we'll do another live later on today or in the morning, officially launching it. I'm really excited about it. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, and remember, get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesome. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.